Hello everyone, I am Assistant Professor Milan Patel, ME Electrical Power System from the Electrical Engineering Department from the Mahatma Gandhi Institute of Technical Education and Research Center, Navsari. Today we will discuss chapter number 1, General Design Aspects from the subject Elements of Electrical Design, having a subject code 31609118. Now, today's flow of contents are calculations of MMF required for the tapered teeth. Second, real and apparent flux density in the teeth. So, today we will cover GTU questions. First, explain various methods for calculating the MMF required for the tapered teeth, which was asked in June 2011 for the 7th marks. So, next question which we'll cover in this video lecture is define real and apparent flux densities in the tooth of the DC machine armature. Explain difference between them and also derive the relation between them. Again, question number K. State and explain various methods for the calculating MMF required for the tapered teeth. So, this question will be covered in today's video lecture. So let's start with the first question. Calculation of MMF required for the tapered teeth, and most IMP question for the 7 marks in GTU examination. So now the exact calculation of MMF for teeth is difficult due to the following reasons. So some conflicts are there in calculation for the teeth MMF. So there are many reasons behind it. So we will discuss each in brief. So first reason is the teeth are wedge shaped or tapered or tapered. Wedge shape means it is in increasing or decreasing with manner. So its teeth width is increasing or decreasing in direction or tapered. So tapered teeth results in varying the flux density over the length of the teeth. Due to the tapered teeth, the flux density will be vary over the length of the teeth. Over the length of the teeth. We can see the figure of the tapered tooth. So this is the tapered teeth. We can see that the width of the tooth gradually decrease over its length. Over its length, the width of teeth at this point is maximum and at end point it is a minimum. So gradually it is a decreasing manner. So this is called tapered teeth or wedge shaped teeth. Now, the second reason is the teeth are normally working at such a high flux density, greater than 1.8 Tesla. 1.8 Tesla means Weber per meter square. 1.8 Weber per meter square, that their permeability is very small. And as a result, a small portion of the air gap flux is diverted and passes through the slots. So, as a result, a small portion of the air gap flux is diverted and passes through the slot. So, the actual flux passes through the teeth will be less than the air gap flux. Because some portion of the air gap flux will be diverted to the slot. That's why the actual flux passes through the teeth will be less than the air gap flux. Now the MMF for the tapered teeth can be calculated by the following three methods. Main three methods are there for finding the MMF required for the tapered teeth. First method is graphical method. First method is graphical method. Second one is Simpson's rule. Simpson's rule. And the third one is BT one third. BT one third. B means flux density, T means teeth. So teeth flux density one third, or flux density at the one third section of the teeth. Flux density at the one third section of the teeth. So these three methods are main for finding the MMF required for the tapered teeth. So in this 7 marks question, we have to explain these two reasons and these three methods in brief. So first method, graphical method. First method, graphical method. Due to tapering of the tooth, the flux density at each section is different. We see that due to this tapering teeth, the flux density at each point is different because its area is changing with the length. Area is changing with the length. At that point, area is small, that's why the flux density is higher. At that point, area is large, that's why the flux density is low. So, calculate density at a large number of sections spread over the entire length of the teeth and find the corresponding intensity H. Corresponding intensity, magnetic intensity H, or ampere turn per meter, or ampere turn per meter from the BH curve of the material used for the teeth, of the material used for the tooth. So we have to find magnetic field intensity of the corresponding length, and then from this intensity we have to find the value of B. Find the value of B from the BH curve. From the BH curve for the particular material used in the teeth. For the particular material used in the teeth. The intensity, magnetic field intensity H, is also measured in ampere turn per meter. Ampere turn per meter. Ampere turn per meter. So plot the graph of the various H over the length of the teeth. So we have to find different value of H at different point over this teeth. So we have to start from this point. We have to find maximum number of H over this length. Maximum number of H over this length, and for every H we have to find the value of B, flux density, from the graph BH curve. From the graph BH curve. Now plot the graph of various H over the length of the teeth. Now plot the graph of various H over the length of teeth. The mean ordinate of this graph, gives the equivalent H, called H mean. Called H means magnetic field intensity mean. So we have to find mean or average of the total H found by different length at the teeth. So we can find MMF for the tooth, ampere turn tooth, is equal to H mean. H mean means this average value of the intensity multiply by the LT. Multiply by LT, where LT is length of teeth or height of the tooth. Length of teeth or height of the teeth. So this is the length of teeth or height of teeth. So this is the first method, graphical method. Now let's discuss second method, Simpson's rule. Simpson's rule. So in this method, it is applicable to the teeth having small taper. This method is used for teeth having a small taper. In this method, value of ampere turn per meter or electric field intensity are found at three equidistance point. Three equidistance point at starting, at ending, and at the middle of the height of the tooth. Middle of the height of the tooth. In first graphical method, we found number of electric field intensity, magnetic field intensity at maximum number, over the length of the tooth. But in this Simpson's rule, we have to find magnetic field density, magnetic field intensity H at 3 point only. 3 points only. First one is at the starting, second one at the middle of this teeth, and last at the end of the teeth. So we have to find H at these 3 points. Now this is the figure for the Simpson's rule, in which this is tapered tooth. Now this is the ampere turn required at this point, starting point. It is denoted by ampere turn 1. At center point, ampere turn 2, ampere turn 2, and at the end of teeth, the ampere turn required is ampere turn 83. This is the distance from the root of the tooth. So now mean value of the ampere turn per meter or magnetic field intensity is given by Simpson's rule. AT, ampere turn mean is equal to 81 plus 82 plus 83 divided by 6. So this is due to Simpson's rule. So this is the application of the Simpson's rule in this figure. So by this equation we will get the value of the ampere turn mean, where 81, 82 and 83 are the values of the magnetic field intensity H, ampere turn per meter, at the tip of the tooth, at the middle of the tooth, and the bottom of the cross section teeth respectively. So these are the ampere turn 1 is at the tip, ampere turn 2 is a middle, ampere turn 3 at the bottom of the teeth. So now total MMF required for the tapered teeth is given by mean value of the ampere turn per meter or mean value of the H multiplied by height of the teeth. So it is given by ATM multiplied by HT, where HT is the height of the length, and from figure we can see that height of the teeth is given by DS. DS means slot width. So this is the value of total MMF required for the tapered teeth by using Simpson's. Now the last method is BT 1/3 method. BT 1/3 method, where B stands for magnetic field density or magnetic flux density. Now in this method, it is the simplest among all. This method is simplest among the all. If BT 1/3 is equal to flux density at the 1/3 height from the narrow end, BT 1/3 is the flux density at the 1/3 height from the narrow end. So BT one third is flux density at BT one third length from the narrow end. This is the narrow end, and from we have to measure one third length of it, and then ampere turn one third is given by ampere turn per meter at the BT one third from the BH curve. So from this value of BT one third, we have to find H one third or ampere turn per meter at this point from the BH curve. So now we can find the total MMF for the teeth. Ampere turn T, ATT is equal to ampere turn total is equal to 81 third, which was obtained by the BH curve multiplied by the height of the teeth. Again 81 third multiplied by height of teeth is denoted by HT. Again put the value of the HT as value DS. So total MF for the teeth will be given by 81 third multiplied by DS. 81 third multiplied by DS. So this is the most IMP theory. You have to explain in brief these three methods for calculating the. Now next IMP question for the 7 marks is define real and apparent flux density and derive equation for it. So now, as explained earlier, that the teeth are normally working at such a high flux density, more than 1.8 Tesla, that their permeability is very small, and as a result, an appreciable portion of the air gap flux is diverted and passes through the slot. So the air gap flux passes through the slots. So this means that the actual or real flux passing through the teeth will be less than the air gap flux, or the total flux or apparent flux. The total air gap flux is also called total flux or apparent flux. So in figure we can see that this is the air gap, this is the slot, this is tooth, again this is the slot, this is BS width of the slot, this is BT width of the teeth, this is BS again width of the slot. Now this is tau S for the slot pitch. Tau SE dash is the actual flux distribution length for with the consideration of the fringing effect. So therefore the B real means flux density, real flux density is always less than the apparent flux density, because from this B apparent or B total or B air gap, some portion of the flux is diverted through this slot. So this red lines indicating the flux, and this is the teeth flux, and this is the slot flux, diverted slot flux. So from this we can say that phi t means total flux is equal to phi a plus phi s. So phi t is total air gap flux over the slot pitch, where phi a is equal to actual flux through the teeth portion. So only this flux is considered as a actual teeth flux. 5s is the actual flux through the slot. this red portion and this red portion is considered as a slot flux. Slot flux. But we know the equation of beta or B apparent. B apparent means apparent flux density is given by total air gap flux divided by cross section of the tooth. Cross section of the tooth. Because we know that B is given by phi by A. Phi by A. Flux density is equal to flux divided by cross section area. So here we are calculating for the tooth. That's why it is given by total air gap flux divided by cross section of the tooth. And in notation form we can see write like phi t divided by AI. Phi t divided by AI, where the phi t is the total air gap flux and AI is the area of the cross section area of the tooth. Cross section area of the tooth. And for B real flux density is given by actual flux in the tooth divided by cross section area of the tooth, and it is given by phi A, means actual flux divided by cross section area of the tooth. So now the equation above, phi t is equal to phi A plus phi S, is divided by AI both the side, divided by AI both the side. So our equation will be like this: phi t divided by AI is equal to phi A divided by AI plus phi S divided by AI. So now further simplification, we can see that phi t divided by AI, phi t divided by AI is B apparent. Phi A divided by AI is B real. So put this value in this equation. So our equation will become B apparent is equal to B real plus phi S divided by AI. Phi S divided by AI. Now multiple this term phi S divided by AI with multiple and divide by AS. This term is multiple and divide by AS. So our equation will become B apparent is equal to B real plus phi S divided by AI multiply by AS by AS. AS by AS, where the AS is the air area over a slot pitch. Air area over a slot pitch. So now put the value of phi S divided by AI as BS. Phi S divided by AS means BS. B apparent is equal to B real plus phi ABS into AS divided by AI. AS divided by AI, where BS is the flux density in the air area. BS is the flux density in the air area. Now BS is given by mu 0 H, mu 0 H, where mu 0 is the permeability in the free space, or air, 4 pi into 10 raised to minus 7 Henry per meter, and again AS by AI is given by Ks minus 1. AS by AI is given by Ks minus 1, where Ks is equal to 1 plus AS by AI. 1 plus AS by AI. So the value of Ks is given by AI plus AS. Take LCM of this term. So it will give us AI plus AS divided by AI, where the AS plus AI is equal to slot pitch area. AS plus AI is the slot pitch area, where AS is the slot pitch area of the air and AI is the area of the teeth. So again it is slot pitch area is given by tau acid S into L. So slot pitch area is given by tau acid S into the gross length L. Now AI is the ion area. AI is our ion area and AS is our air area over a slot pitch. So AI is given by BT into Li. AI is given by BT into L. BT into Li, where Li is the net length, net iron length, and BT is the width of the tooth, width of the tooth. So finally Ks is given by tau acid dash into L divided by BT into Li, BT into Li. So this is the gross length and this is the net gross length, and this is the L is the gross length and Li is the net length, where tau acid dash is the effective slot pitch. Tau acid dash is the effective slot pitch. So our final equation for the real flux density is given by B real is equal to B apparent. B real is equal to B apparent minus 4 pi into 10 raised to minus 7h, means B is replaced by mu 0 h into Ks minus 1. So this Bs is replaced by mu 0 h in this final equation, where the Ks is found from the magnetization curve for S is found from the magnetization curves for dynamo grade silicon steel between B apparent and ampere turn per meter for various values of Ks are given in the below figure. Now total ampere turn for the teeth is given by ampere turn apparent multiplied by Bt, where this is the width of the tooth, where ampere turn apparent is equal to ampere turn per meter corresponding to the B apparent and factor Ks. Now this is the BH curve for the magnetization curve for the dynamo grade silicon steel, So this is the B apparent flux density. This is the corresponding H, ampere turn per meter, or magnetic field intensity measured in ampere turn per meter, and it is scaled from 0, 20, 40, 60 till the 200, and y-axis is scaled with 0, 1.8 to 2.2 till the 3.6. This is the various graphs, first, second, third, fourth, sixth, seven, for the various values of the Ks. So this is for the Ks is equal to 1, Ks is equal to 1.5, Ks is equal to 2.0, 2.5, 3.0, 3.5, 4.0. So from this graph, we can conclude that as the value of Ks increases, the curvature of the graph of BH curve, is increasing. We can see that for the first Ks is equal to 1, the curvature is very less, and it is in increasing manner from downward to upward. So as the value of Ks increases, the curvature of the BH curve is also increasing. So this is the most IMP theory for the GTU examination. I hope you understood this, both the theories. Thank you all.